Go ahead.
Jason, what stood out to you most about your group so far for the first handful of practices?
Physicality right now, after just this first day of pads and we've had half pads on, they've been a physical group, but really in the meeting room, these guys get along really well. A lot of good interactions with them, talking football, talking defensive structures, and just overall our scheme, and just seeing how close they are has been really good. But as far as on the practice field, I think they're showing to be physical. I'm trying to get them to be more technicians and fundamentalists, and they've been doing that.
Coach, Malik Knowles seemed to turn it on late last season. Everybody's talked really glowingly about him this offseason too. What do you think it was that got his game going in the right direction?
Just another year of maturity, I think. Going through a COVID season, obviously everybody had challenges. He's had a really good summer. Coach True and his staff have done a really good job with these kids, and there's been a lot of buy-in with them, and in particular with Malik, a lot of buy-in with him. He's gotten stronger, he's more explosive, and so as he continues to mature, I think that's really the main factor in his growth and what he's kind of been doing just early in camp right now.
How high of a ceiling do you see for him this year?
Hopefully there's not a ceiling. Hopefully he just keeps going. And he breaks through, and that there's not anything that would make him plateau. Because obviously he's a young player, and so hopefully just this season he continues to grow and grow and grow every week. And I think that's what something that Wildcat Nation will see. Kid, every single week he gets better. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're building this camp with all our players, but in particular with him. As we move forward throughout the season, you hope week to week he continues to grow and get better each week.
What's similar and what's different about Daniel Imadorbhebhe compared to Bradley Moore from last year?
Daniel is a little bit more fluid just in terms of his athleticism and movement skills. As far as knowledge of football, it's probably about the same. I know that with Bradley's background, he's at one place consistently. Had some coaching changes and things, but was pretty consistent with position coaches at Northern Iowa. And so he had a consistent throughout, what he was doing. But they both saw a lot of football in their time. But the biggest difference probably just fluidity and athleticism. Bradley was still an athlete. He was a guy that we're going to be able to use in split zone, and then obviously get him in the flats. Some similar things we'll do with Daniel, but probably just athleticism was probably the main difference.
Does he seem like a guy that had dealt with injuries in the past, or is he kind of 100%?
No, not at all. In terms of a guy that seems like he had been injured before. He's moving really well. He's taking care of the body. I'm very pleased with what he's doing and what he's brought to the table early in camp, and he had a really good summer also.
How is he as a blocker?
Really good. Physical. He's done it in his past, something that he's not afraid, he doesn't shy away from. So, his skill set is one that at tight end it's one that you want, and it's one that our room really has. You look across the board at our room, guys can do multiple things. At the tight end position, we ask them to do that, and that just kind of comes with the nature of the position. But really the entire room brings a lot to the table, and they all have a specific skill set. But over across the board, I think a lot of them can block, they can run, they understand power, they understand zone, they understand the backside of things, and they also understand what we're doing in the passing game. That's something that we're highlighting, in these early practices. Me taking them over in the spring, I was really focused on the run centered things that we're doing, and then my goal coming out of spring was to really work on some things in the passing game with them in camp, and that's what we're doing right now.
How meaningful is it to this team's and this offense growth to have like a fifth-year senior guy, all the experience that Skylar Thompson brings?
Really good. I mean, it's invaluable. We were talking about that the other day, just the fact that the unfortunate event of obviously of having Skylar injured, but during his injury time, he took advantage of it, and he became another coach essentially. He's standing back there with us. He's seeing the game from a different perspective, and that was probably one of the biggest growth points I've seen in Skylar. His arm talent's always been really good, his athleticism, but that mental growth that he had in the 2020 season is invaluable, and it's showing up.
I know. Going back to Daniel for a minute, one, did he pick up the system maybe as quickly as anyone you've seen? And then two, would you say that's because of just how many other schemes he's had to learn throughout his career?
He's still picking up the system. All it is the verbiage right now. He understands what we're doing. Now it's just tying all the words together, some of the different verbiage that we use. But you can tell that he's been around a lot of offensive schemes. He understands what we're doing. Now it's just the ability to put together, and I've said it too, having been coached at other places, sometimes you're in another playbook, and that word might come out from a different playbook, but you're talking about the same thing, but it's just in a different language. But he's picking it up pretty well.
What is your depth chart?
Last one.
One more time.
What's the depth chart at tight end kind of look like right now?
Right now, alphabetical. So that's what it looks like. So right now, it's just guys getting reps, a lot of reps. They're putting in a lot of work, and they're putting getting different things from one side of the field to the other, and I'm able to kind of put guys in a position where if I want it to be single rep, I got these guys rolling, but right now everybody's getting a lot of reps.
As a follow-up to that, do you have so many pieces at that position where you can kind of get into situational, not really a depth chart, but what you need at the time?
Yeah, we can, and now mentally, as I kind of look at what they're bringing to the table, I also am preparing for things that we won't, they won't be able to personnel us. Our opponents won't be able to do some things based on certain guys that are in, because we cross train them so much. We're going to put them in a position where I think they're going to be pretty good weapons for us.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
Take care.